Since its release at the tail end of 2024, Marvel Rivals has been one of the most consistently successful games, full stop. Okay, not just free to play, not just in the hero shooter genre. Hell, it's probably tops in that category, but it has just maintained a player base unlike very few free-to-play games out there. Just its consistent content update, its interaction with the community, and outside of just Nexus mods being goofs when it comes to handling certain skins, like, there has been little to no controversy around the game. Well, that is, of course, if we're dealing with a level-headed and reasonable people, but that applies to both sides of the aisle, because with the new content and the new player that has been released, Emma Frost, one of just, one of the most recognizable X-Men, one of the most recognizable mutants at their disposal, she's coming into the game, and it's been very well received. Okay, their character animatics, is that the proper way to go about that? It's just their content introduction. All of it has been wildly successful. Okay, and the Hellfire Gala, is that I think that's the one that ended up putting this across. And yeah, Emma Frost being put front and center. She's definitely grabbing some attention, because right there in that little collage of interchangeable blondes, which I think that's isn't that kind of misogyny? Kotaku, you're letting your internal misogyny show on this one. Okay, oh no, it's Kenneth Shepard. It's just out there external misogyny. I guess that's fine if you're going against attractive blonde blue-eyed women. I guess that's totally fine on that one. But Marvel Rivals fans are having trouble telling all of the blondes apart. No, they aren't, because that's Dagger. Okay, it's very obvious right there. That's the Invisible Woman. That's Sue Storm, the appropriate-looking Sue Storm, not the pregnant one that's going to be in that stupid movie, which, oh my god, it's just Hollywood's obsession with the pregnant female warriors is absolutely ridiculous, and trying to fast track, okay, to the cringe kids for the Fantastic Four, like, what are you thinking? But anyways, and then going back, and then, yeah, Emma Frost, they all look very different, okay, like, I don't know about you, not a racist that think all blondes look the same. And hell, they don't even really have the same type of body structure, if we're being completely honest. Like, outside of being well endowed, they're all like, okay, Emma's definitely goddamn thighs, okay? Dagger's goddamn fangs, and the Invisible Woman is like, that's just the complete package if we're talking a one-line summation here. But yesterday, Marvel Rivals unveiled two new heroes coming to the shooter in Season 2. The telepathic mutant Emma Frost and the unshackled AI Ultron. We haven't seen much of Ultron yet, as he's been added later in the season. Emma Frost will join the roster. Season 2 begins on April 11th. Oh, so by the time that you guys see this, she's already out there and probably being played massively. And we probably also have another spike in player count. But no. The players are having a tough time differentiating the blondes, right? Yeah, sure. Fans are excited to have another woman in the Vanguard pool, given that the role has been heavily male-dominated thus far. Wow, it's almost like the developers of the game are listening to the audience, or just also looking at the source material, which we've also talked about before. I think that video's been released, and if not, it's on the back burner, about how whenever they're looking to adapt a character, they go to the source material. And hell, I don't know, man, maybe this is something that is just totally foreign to adapting comic books. They bring in somebody that's very familiar with the source material. I know, right? That is a weird way to go about things. Normally you just want to interject things with your own personal politics and the story that you're looking to tell, as opposed to what's appropriate for the character. But hey, NetEase is doing something totally different here. Okay. However, the community is also having conversations about how the mutants' inclusion show the weakness in the diversity of Marvel's character designs and the heroes from which a developer NetEase is pulling. So are you trying to be critical of the game, or are you being critical of Marvel? Which, that's interesting, right? Because if you peel this back a few different layers, and you want to go back to the time of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, being a little anti-Semitic if you don't know. Emma Frost marks the third instance of Marvel Rivals putting a white woman in a blue and white suit and sending her into the battlefield. Invisible Woman and Dagger are the other two, but here's the thing, man. Marvel Rivals is also very successful, not just in player count, but the amount of skins that you can get. And we've talked about before with the Invisible Woman skin, the Malice one, not exactly all that blue and white, but yeah, the standard costumes. I mean, if I was to go ahead and pick a color combination for Cloak and Dagger right there, I would say that obviously cloak is in black because that makes sense, right? And then Dagger's, I would say that's probably white and purple. If I'm to just go ahead and say anything, but okay, maybe it's blue. And then Emma Frost, I mean, that's her color scheme. So, okay, they're being too faithful to the comics. And that's a bad thing because a few spurgs on Twitter don't think that that's a good thing. No hate, I'm hating. But damn, they really made 3 characters that look the same. They don't. You're a bigot. We're only 2 blondes away from having a blonde girl team. Competitively. Let's go. Marvel Rivals update. I like that tweet. That's kind of funny. Marvel Rivals in 2 years. When the 50th blonde white woman is added to the game. Yeah, here's the thing. In 2 years, the game is still going to be successful. Where's your Concord game out there, Goop Knight, you fucking dork? If I had a nickel for every time Marvel Rivals released a white blonde woman in a blue and white color scheme, I'd have 3 nickels, which isn't a lot of nickels, but it's weird that it just happened thrice. Wow, what do you write for Family Guy? But this isn't the only type of quote-unquote outrage, which this right here, I don't know, man, it just kind of seems like they're really upset by attractive characters that people want to play. I know, big shock, right? That's the left for you. And then you got the spurgs out there on the right in regards to Melonie Mac, which, holy fuck, man. I have been a detractor of this bitch for a long time, mostly because this empty egg carton just goes out there and thumps her Bible harder than anybody possibly think that she could, and take her seriously at the same time. I don't trust trad thought influencers. I don't care if they wrap themselves in your favorite scripture. They are still attention-seeking 304s regardless, and that's what Melonie Mac is, front and center. And there's no way in hell you can possibly back this up. And you might think that this is taken out of context. Okay, Melonie Mac puts Marvel Rivals on blast, says new Emma Frost costume, which, not looking all that white and blue now, is she? And yeah, that's Melonie's illustrations over the top of this is, get this one, is part of a gay drag queen Psy Op. Emma Frost, a biological woman, a full-on beautiful blonde-haired blue-eyed woman, is a drag queen. What the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, no, this isn't a joke. This isn't taken out of context because Emma Frost looks like a post-surgery large man in drag. Yeah, somebody who has the same facial structure. I mean, I look at that, and you know who comes to mind? Actually, Brigitte Nielsen. Okay, like she's got the same facial structure. I was going to say Gina Carano, but yeah, as somebody who has spent an inordinate amount of time in gyms, okay, from the age of 16 onwards, I see chicks with that type of facial structure all the time. And no, not the ones on the juice or anything like that, but short-haired chicks that just for sheer functionality don't want to have to tie their hair up all the time. And then also, yeah, because they lift, they're actually fit and their jawline maybe gets a little bit more pronounced. But yeah, man, I legitimately don't see it. And you go ahead and compare and contrast that with the other chicks that are there, and you try to say that them adhering to an artistic through line is oh man, this is horseshoe theory writ large, okay? When you get so woke or so puritanical, you eventually meet your ideological opponents right there on the same level. Emma Frost looks like a post-surgery large man in drag. Meanwhile, the other women in the game actually look like women. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're just taking your opinion. No real woman, right? Yeah, whatever. It's painfully obvious. What they are doing here, China is still with transgender Psy Op on Americans. They just glammed it up and people are eating it up. What? Emma Frost had a svelte feminine frame before this. It's mind-boggling that anyone who isn't an alphabet advocate is excited about these masculinizations going on here. What the fuck are we? Oh my god. Easy bait, and looks like they succeeded. What the fuck are you talking about? And yeah, that's not all, even though she has like legitimately the exact same jawline as what, Scarlet Witch? No, Scarlet Witch is feminine because because you say so? Is that what we're going with? But yeah, it's her design, it's her face, and a body more than just the costume, but the costume is accentuating it. She looks like a tranny in drag. Yeah, that's not what she's supposed to look like. But you also take a look at the rest of the, characters in the game, and they're hyper stylized for Marvel Rival style. What an idiot. But let's go. Okay. Take it to India, brothers. Okay. Marvel Rivals will continue to introduce, yes, Emma Frost, the X-Revolution. Yes, skin that ended up getting censored because, yeah, that right there automatically just, like, it totally destroys that Spurg's argument. Oh, yeah, she's just in drag. I don't know, maybe you're just upset that somebody isn't built like an ironing board and you don't properly see yourself represented in a game that you're probably not playing, but a lot of people, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people have either or are currently enjoying. But no, it's degenerate because reasons I've made up in my mind, okay? But the X Revolution skin coming in Marvel Rivals Season 2 and its community is flabbergasted. The new Vanguard will debut April 11th. The skin will be a part of Emma Frost's X Revolution bundle that included other game items, Emma Frost, new Vanguard. And as such, well, we can kind of look at this trailer in action here because it's reasonably impressive because they got, like, I've never played the game, but man, like, their animations are really good, okay? And their player introductions are fairly, like, it's not bad. It's really not bad at all, okay? Like, what they show off is very interesting. And I mean, like, you just... It looks like the game where you play the character, and that's what you see right there, which is, I don't know, maybe you're also trying to cover up women because she's got the big flowing cape, and oh no, you can see a little bit of thigh on the side, so therefore that's degenerate. And yeah, only for splash screens, that's, I guess, too much for some people. Bro, I'm at this point in time, man, the game is great. The people that have played it and the fact that it continues to be as strong as it is this many months on, when you see the left and the right agreeing that a new character, we don't like it because it looks too much like the other characters, you know that a game has to be doing something right. They can even unite both ends of the ideological Spurgstrom. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.